need you guys to understand is whether it's ekasi, whether it's in the hood, whether it's in the projects, whether it's emakhaya, whether it's back in the farmlands, whatever it may be, your background can never be an excuse. One thing that I've Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another one of our greatness sessions. So glad to be with you guys once again. It's been a while, but we still continue with our mandate, with the assignment that we have been given to do. One thing I need you guys to understand is whether it's ekasi, whether it's in the hood, whether it's in the projects, whether it's emakhaya, whether it's back in the farmlands, whatever it may be, your background can never be an excuse. One thing that I've always told people, one thing that I've always said is this, that your origins, your background, where you come from is not your story, but is a part of your story. Your genesis, the nascency of your rising, it is not your story, but it is a part of your story. One thing that a lot of people don't understand is this, that your background can have limiting factors in it, but based on the goal that you have, that goal will determine and will dictate the extent and the distance in terms of vision, destiny, and purpose that you will go and that you will reach. Whenever you set up a goal, whenever you have a vision for yourself, whenever you have a dream for yourself, whenever you have an assignment to fulfill, once you begin to understand the why of that assignment, once you begin to understand the purpose of that vision, once you begin to understand the raison d'etre of that goal, that reason, that purpose, that raison d'etre will become the very thing that will carry you when you do not feel like it, will become the very thing that will carry you when doubt sets in, will become the very thing that will carry you when you just feel like there is nothing and there is no one supporting you, when you feel like it is too much, when you feel like it is too heavy, when you feel like you cannot go on any further. It's okay to feel like that. How you would measure the greatness of any vision is by understanding the heaviness of it. And the word heaviness is synonymous for the word glory in biblical terms. So the glory of any vision, the glory of any dream, the glory of any assignment or mandate, as heavy as it may be, is a sign that that vision is not meant to be carried by you alone. We do not have teams because we want to look fancy. We do not have teams because we want to look like we know what we're doing. We do not have teams because we want to look like we are professional. No, we have teams, we have people around us, we have companies and networks because we understand that any great vision, any great dream, if it comes from God, it cannot be carried by you alone. Even when God gave you that vision, even when God gave that assignment, He knew and understood that there were meant to be people who are going to help you. There are people who are connected to that vision and assignment. There are people who are connected to that very thing that He wants you to achieve. And the people that are connected to it is a sign and indication that that dream is beyond you. That dream is not only for you. That dream lives above and beyond in terms of the fulfillment and in terms of the changing of destinies and lives beyond you as an individual. Any great dream, any great vision, any great purpose, in the absence of the transformation of the lives of other men is not great. So the heaviness of any dream is dependent on how you would see the evidence of the heaviness is its ability or capability to change and transform the lives of other people around you. If your dream and vision cannot change the life of your neighbor, if your dream and vision cannot change the life of your family, if your dream and vision cannot change the lives of the people who are around you, it is not heavy, it is not glorious. The glory of anything has to do with its ability to abound, its ability to overflow, and its ability to touch people around you, to touch people close to it, and to touch people who are connected to it. That's why it feels heavy. That's why it feels like you cannot do it by yourself. That's why it feels like you just need help. That's why you get frustrated and you ask yourself that, why am I doing this alone? Why isn't anyone helping me? Why isn't anyone believing in me? Why isn't anyone assisting me? Why isn't anyone funding this thing? It's because of the glory, the density, the heaviness of that vision. And that's how you see, or that is a marker or indicator of the greatness of any vision that you are given. Set a goal for yourself. Whether you come from such an environment whether you come from an environment where there's no resources, whether you come from an environment whereby there's so many limiting factors which are surrounding you, set a goal that goes beyond those limiting factors. Set a goal that goes beyond those limited resources. Set a goal that goes beyond the limitations that set themselves up around you in terms of the environment that you come from. Because if your dream is not bigger than your environment, then that dream that you have will limit you to that environment. You need to dream bigger than your origins. You need to dream bigger than your environment. You need to dream bigger than your background. You need to dream bigger than that. Why? Because it's that big dream that will take you out of that small environment. Big dream, small environment. You want to make it out, dream bigger. Dream bigger. Aim for higher. Think about greater things. A dream has nothing to do with I can't. The moment that you get a dream, or the moment that you have a vision for yourself, the moment that you have a goal for yourself, and you begin to think, or you begin to develop the mental framework of I can't, the raison d'etre of that dream, the reason for that dream, the purpose of that dream is not strong enough. When your reason is strong enough, I can't will not even be within the glimpses or the glaze of your vista, would not be even within the reach of your thinking, will not be even within the reach of your foresight. Instead of saying I can't, all that you think about is how can we do it? Yes, you may be frustrated in terms of trying to find the how, but the frustration of trying to find the how is also you trying to step or move forward. It's better to be frustrated by the how than to give up by the notion of I can't. I can't tells me that you are lazy to believe in your dream. I can't tells me that you are lazy to exercise your faith. I can't tells me that you are lazy to believe in someone bigger than yourself, someone higher than yourself, something or a being that has given you that dream or that vision. Once you begin to entertain the mental framework of I can't tells me that that dream came from you. The glory of a dream, another aspect of the glory of a dream is that you understand that it does not come from you. You understand that it is not about you. And you understand that there are lives, there are men, there are people that dream and that vision is meant to transform. And once that reason becomes strong enough, once that purpose becomes strong enough, I can't will not even exist within your inner being. Your environment can never be an excuse. You can never make your background or your environment an excuse for you not to fulfill that dream, that vision, or that goal that God has deposited in your heart. It just cannot be. Like right now, it's windy, firstly. Secondly, I'm reporting outside, and I'm sure people are looking at me and be like, okay, what the hell is this guy doing? Do I care? Actually, I don't. Why? Because I understand what I'm trying to achieve. I understand the aim or the bullseye that I have. I understand the lives which are connected to our platform. I understand the inspiration that our platform gives other young people. I understand that. I'm trying to inspire other people to say that your environment cannot limit you. Your environment cannot limit your creativity. Your environment cannot limit your grit. Your environment cannot limit your ability to think big. The only thing that can become a limiting factor in your environment is you. You can never, ever allow your environment to become a limiting factor. Don't ever allow that. No matter how long it takes, believe in that dream. No matter how long it takes, stay the course. No matter how long it takes, keep on going. One thing you need to understand about persistency, about consistency is this, that whether you grow at a rate of 10x or whether you grow at a rate of 2x, it's growth nonetheless. The principles of consistency and persistency is this, that eventually you will stumble upon principles, you will stumble upon tools, you will stumble upon mentorship, you will stumble upon things and resources that will help you move forward. There are things that I stumbled upon because of my adhering to the principles of consistency and persistency. If I was not consistent enough, if I was not persistent enough, there are certain resources I would have not collided with. There are certain tools I would have not collided with. There are certain people and there are certain mentors I would have not met. But because of my consistency, my persistency to keep on moving forward, I collided with these resources. I collided with these tools. I collided with these mentors. Even if you don't have a mentor, start. Even if you don't have the right tools, start. Even if you don't have the right resources, or even if your resources may be limited, start. Just by you starting, you are igniting something. Just by you starting, you are beckoning something inside of you. You are tapping into something inside of you that in the absence of you starting, you would have never discovered that greatness. Greatness is not ahead of you. Greatness is within you. But in order for you to be able to excavate, in order for you to be able to evoke or to tap into that greatness, it requires you to start. Whether you start unpleasantly, whether you start in an uncomfortable environment, an uncomfortable situation, whether you start in whatever kind of circumstance, as long as you start, the starting will help you in your preparation of trying to discover or uncover the greatness that God has put inside of you. A lot of people have this phrase, a lot of people have this saying that greatness is ahead of you. No, greatness is inside of you. It just takes you digging deeper to uncover it. Greatness, you do not find it ahead of you, but greatness, you find it within you. The only thing that you find ahead of you is, that's not for today's session. Your environment cannot and should not be a limiting factor or barricade or barrier that will stop you from becoming the person that God has set you up to be. I can give you a list of great people. I can give you endless examples of people who started in limiting factors, of people who started in limited environments, of people who failed but still made it. The one thing that I've realized about all of these people, even in the midst of their failures, even in the midst of the flops they did, and even in the midst of the setbacks that they encountered and they faced, is that they kept on going. They kept on going. Thomas Edison, though it's a bit controversial, he's not the one who actually invented the light bulb, but for another day. He says that every failure is a step forward or is movement forward to know what not to do next time. Dependent on how you see setbacks, dependent on how you see failure, dependent on how you see things not working out, can become a stepping stone to you moving forward to your dream, or can become a pit hole or a ditch where you're going to fall in and never be able to get back out of. Your perspective on things, the way that you see things, the way that you understand things, your worldview of things, your mental framework pertaining to how you interpret things will become a factor, a major factor in terms of how will you be able to move forward in that dream, how will you be able to move forward in that assignment, how will you be able to move forward in that vision. If I think that what I'm doing is not working, if I think that I'm never going to become somebody, if I think that it cannot be done, if I'm entertain these thoughts or entertain these doubts, I have limited myself. Not because there's no resources, not because it cannot be done, not because there's no chance or opportunity that will ever be given to me that will help me step out from the kind of environment that is limiting me. No, it is because those thoughts and those doubts will become doors, will become veils that will blind me from those opportunities, that will blind me from those encounters, that will blind me from those moments of kairos. Kairos has to do with that one opportune moment that at times they say, the philosophy behind it is that they say that if that kairos time comes and you miss it, it may never come again. Don't allow those doubts to become veils. Don't allow those doubts to become things that shut you off from seeing the bigger picture, things that shut you off from seeing those opportunities, things that shut you off from seeing that opening in that moment in time, which we define and classify as those kairos openings, those kairos loopholes that will allow you to step into another season. It will allow you to step into a greater season and a greater platform and greater opportunities. Your environment is meant to become your testimony. It's not meant to become your limiting factor. Your environment is meant to become your inspiration. It's not meant to become a limiting factor. Your environment is meant to become a reason, a factor that pushes you, but it's not meant to become a reason, a factor that hinders you. Perspective, depended on how you see it, depended on how you interpret it, depended on the kind of materials, the kind of things that you read, the kind of information that you feed your mind, will develop a mental framework that will become a hindrance, or that will become a portal that will bring you to where you need to be, or it will take you to where you need to be in terms of the next step, the next stage, the next season of your vision, of your dreams, or of your goals. 3 things. Set a goal. Make sure you understand the reason and the purpose for that goal. And be consistent, no matter how frustrating it gets. Once you have these 3 things in place, and once you follow the principles that keep these 3 things standing, success, prosperity, affluency, abundance, and wealth is inevitable. God bless.